Go live now, though, to Tel Aviv. Joining me is Uri Geller. He's a mystifier, and he's there now. Uri, thank you so much for joining me. It's always good to talk to you. So can you give me an update of how things are and what the mood is like in Israel? Many hostages being released.
Yes, well, as we speak right now, yesterday there were hostages, children released. Today, I believe 13. As we speak now, I can look at the big screen. I'm standing in my museum, and you can see the trucks and the commotion. Obviously, there is euphoria in Israel. People are happy. You see children running towards their fathers hugging them, and so on. But Nana, you must remember that there are still well over 200 hostages being held, including a 10-month-old baby, and a baby born, believe it or not, in captivity. There are women and children and old people, as well as innocent men of all ages. Every single one of them must be released. Now, look, Israel is willing to pay a very high price to free the hostages. They're willing to exchange 3 Palestinian prisoners for every one Israeli. And Nana, you might not know this, but when you read about Palestinian women, yes, and teenagers being released, these are not innocent people. Every single one of them has been charged or convicted of some kind of an attack, including stabbing innocent Israelis, trying to set off car bombs, and they're all terrorists. But right now, the feeling is great. Children are being released. On the same token, I want to show you my Cadillac. Shippy, turn the car. I have 2,600 spoons of very famous people. I had Gary Lineker's spoon on my Cadillac, and I took it off. And you know why I took it off? Because I was shocked and outraged this week by your competitor, the BBC. I believe you once worked for the BBC. Its highest paid presenter, Gary Lineker, endorsed the tweet which said Israel was committing genocide in Gaza. Genocide? This is appalling. And the BBC did nothing. Gary Lineker and the BBC should be ashamed of themselves. How do you think the BBC's Jewish staff must be feeling? They're Jewish journalists. To accuse Israel, of all countries, of genocide, the BBC should fire Lineker, this is my opinion, and condemn his tweet instead of paying him a fortune. And by the way, to finalize, accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza, is absurd, because in the last 50 years, in the last 50 years, the population of Gaza has grown by more than 6 times. What kind of genocide is this where the population grows? If Israel is committing genocide, then it is doing a very bad job.
Well, listen, Uri, Gary's not here to defend himself, but he should not have endorsed that tweet. And I'm not quite sure why these BBC bosses have done nothing about it. It's actually quite disgraceful. But do you know, earlier, they're not alone in their sort of questioning and behaviour. Did you see this clip? I'll play it for you. This is the one with Kay Burley when she's talking to Elon Levy. Have a listen.
Speaking to a hostage negotiator this morning, he made the comparison between the 50 hostages that Hamas has promised to release, as opposed to the 150 prisoners that are Palestinians that Israel has said that it will release. And he made the comparison between the numbers and the fact that, does Israel not think that Palestinian lives are valued as highly as Israeli lives?
That is an astonishing accusation.
So this is how some of the media...
Let me repeat. It is an astonishing accusation. And, it went viral, not only because of the terrible and appalling accusation and the question, but because his eyebrows. He went, what? He went like that. He couldn't believe the question. So, look, we are faced with this thing all the time. Unfortunately, once more, I'll repeat it. There are 1.7 billion Muslims out there. We have nothing towards the Palestinians. We are accepting children into Israeli hospitals. We are getting them well. We are healing them. It's the Hamas, it's the jihadists that we have a war with. And that's all I can say.
Well, listen, Uri, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Stay safe, and we'll speak to you again. Thank you.